Hey guys, how you doing? Tanshi Gaming here, bringing you another chapter review for One Piece. So essentially, chapter 878 just came out, and this is going to be our chance to really go over it in detail, go over some of the things that we might have missed, and see if you guys can help me catch up and point out some of the things that I may have missed or went over, because I definitely have a couple questions after this. So the way the chapter starts, they jump right into it, no cover art. We just go straight into page 1, which is a flashback for Big Mom and Pedro. The scene where he gets his eye cut out and after spinning the wheel loses 50 years. So he takes it, you know, he takes his loss, he loses his eye, and he keeps going. And he's talking to Perowin, and Perowin tells him, hey, look, you're 27 years old. Now you've lost 50 years. You're a 77-year-old man. I'll make sure to choose where I die, is what Pedro replies to him and says. And then the Nox, in the Nox Pirates. I'm trying to remember what they were talking about, but then he goes and he says, does it refer to the night? That's a pretty depressing name. But you know, he is the Nox Pirates. So he goes, and it goes straight into a flashback of Pedro as a kid talking to Roger. And Roger says, look, my time is limited, but listen up, everyone sooner or later gets their own time to shine. So we can see there that, you know, even though he is the leader of the Nox Pirates, and he's saying that's the night, he says, I guess it means that there's no such thing as an endless night. So, essentially, in a way to say that sooner or later, in the same quote that Roger gave him, everybody gets their own time to shine. And that really says a lot, because all throughout One Piece, everybody has their own time to shine. Villains, heroes, everybody does. So, he goes and he says, before he's finished with the flashback of Perowin, he goes, in other words, Nox, the night, really means this. The next page he continues and goes, the dark before the dawn. That says a lot. If I could serve as the foundation for the world that the masters await, I couldn't ask for anything more. And I should have time enough to do just that. Then right back into it. Flashback's over. He's exploding. Everybody's freaking out again. We're right back in there. Next page is, you know, Luffy, Katakuri, and I was kind of taken back by the way that Katakuri goes, Brother Peros. I think he's thinking that Perowin got blown up in that, or was that a misspell and he was trying to say Brother Pedro? I don't know. Somebody, you know, catch me up on that. But the candy melts away, so they're able to get away. The ship is now free, and they're back in the water. Everybody's going crazy. The firstborn, Lord Pero, was he brought down with the explosion? So I guess they are freaking out that Pero was dead or blown up in that explosion as well. But everybody else is freed. Brooke and Chopper are free. Next page, Carrot's freaking out. You know, the art in her face is just, she's sad and angry. And the second that everybody else is freaking out, you already see Luffy being a captain saying, look, we're off. We need to go. We need to take this second. If we let this second go to waste, he literally says it, if we let this second go to waste, we'll never be able to face Pedro again. So deep down, Luffy thinks that he's alive. That's a big deal, especially if he is alive, because we have to get more flashbacks of Roger. I need to see this man. But on top of that, you know, we go into the next page and we see that the second that you saw that Luffy was saying that he wanted to, you know, take this chance, they already have everybody else getting ready to go, and Katakuri is taking advantage of that. He says, I'm not letting any of you go. But next page, you get the army, or, you know, Big Mom's army getting ready to fight them back. But at the same time, Next page, Katakuri is looking at Carrot coming down on him because she's having her own flashback of these great moments where people were telling her she's not going to be a good swordsman, she's not made for fighting, and he says she doesn't even need to use a sword. If she can't use a sword, don't make her use a sword. Just let her be strong the way that she's strong. And then she starts realizing that she doesn't need a sword to be strong. She can use her own hands and fight like that. And he passes down, you know, the same quote that Roger gave him. It says, everyone sooner or later gets their own time to shine. And right when we're all hoping for it, Carrot is getting ready to punch Katakuri in the face. But as I'm sure you all expected, next page comes up and he just stomps on her back, pushes her right down to the ground. She wasn't going to do anything to him. That's just a way to show that the power gap is way too high. But even still, right then and there, Luffy freaks out. He's getting ready to fight him in place. Hits him with, you know, what I would imagine is another Gatling gun. They just didn't, you know, put it in there. But whether it be covered in hockey or not, it's not affecting him. And, you know, he's turning right into the Paramecia type. It's, you know, he's breaking off and whatnot. And, you know, the fight keeps going. So he goes, Katakuri screams at him, "You're not going to go anywhere." And he goes, "I'm the captain. If I'm saying this is going somewhere, it's going somewhere." He goes, it will only if you can manage to drive me out." Luffy goes, "Okay." Hits him with some of his hardest moves. I think this is the first time that instead of seeing a fist from the elephant gun, we see him use elephant gun to grab him in his whole body entirely. And for a split second, you can tell that Katakuri is seeing the future and saying, "I see you're right. If you do that, I can't stop you." And we know his hockey is good enough for him to be able to do that. So he goes, understanding it, Luffy literally just yells at him, calls him out on it. He goes, "Understanding it isn't going to help you do anything about it." I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. So right from there, we go into the next part. You know, you see Jinbei's like, "I don't know what you guys need me to do, but tell me what you need me to do and let's do it." He's like, "I don't believe that a ship can fly." Same panel, Big Mom jumps on the boat, and then you can really get an idea to see how big she is. Because if you look at how big the Merry-Go is, and then look at how big the Thousand Sunny is, she jumps on it as if it's like a slide. Like, she just jumps right on it in the middle of water too, as if she's not affected by that at all. And she's screaming, "Where's the wedding cake?" Like, she's still right on them. She's eating the boat, and they're all freaking out. Then they look up in the smoke. Nami looks away, and she sees something in the smoke, and she's like, "Is that Pedro?" And it's Pererin, still alive. The mirror traveling guy is still there, and literally missing an arm, freaking out. And, you know, she screams, my candy armor's been completely destroyed." Nami is sitting there like, Pedro's dead, Pererin's alive, it was all for nothing, and we're getting the ship stolen. All of this is happening. Literally in the next panel, you've got Luffy screaming at everybody, and he grabs Brûlé and a mirror. So he's like one arm with Brûlé, one arm with Katakuri, and goes, "I'll be back. I'm leaving the rest to you." And they're all like, "What do you mean I'll be back?" Same exact page, or not same exact page. Next page, we're like, what is he talking about? He's like, "We're flying. Then take Mr. Shark over here, please." Is what we see Brooks saying as he's talking to Jinbei. He's like, "Then take Mr. Shark over here." So they coup de burst right out of there. It explodes right in Big Mom's mouth, and they're flying away. I didn't notice this the first time that I'm reading it, but apparently there was a shark that was tied to the boat. I don't know what that's about. But on top of that, you know, we move on, and it says the enemy vessel has escaped. And we move on to see that Luffy's gone. Nami notices that Luffy's gone, and there is a mirror lying down on the ground. And the ultimate ending, you can see they're in the mirror world. They're all landing in the mirror world. Brulee's on the floor. Katakuri's sitting down. Luffy's standing up looking right at him. And he goes, Katakuri looks at him and says, "Well done. Now here, we can fight all we please." Luffy smashes the mirror behind him. And everybody's screaming, "That's the passage back to the ship." And it ends with Katakuri standing up, looking Luffy dead in the face, with the last quote being, "Who will decide the future?" Awesome, awesome, awesome. I love the way that that was done. Absolutely incredible. And I want you guys to let me know what you think. You know, I'm ready for Katakuri's fight. You know, this is the first person that we've seen that has haki strong enough to see in the future. A Paramecia type that also fights like Luffy's. This is incredible. You know, absolutely astounding. I need to get a little bit more information on this. So you guys let me know what you think. Comment down below. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, leave a like. If you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe. And of course, thank you so much for watching, guys. And if you made it this far, have a great rest of the day.